I'm Adrian Carbajal. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. Local mechanics have been busy following Sunday night storms, with dozens of vehicles taking on water after flooding swept through parts of McLennan County. Some of those cars may be a total loss, while others could still be saved if owners take the right steps. 6 News reporter Adriana Alexander spoke with a local mechanic about what drivers need to know.
Floodwaters entered homes, damaged businesses, and submerged dozens of vehicles across the Waco area Sunday.
I actually have a few people come and they asked me if it was drivable.
Local mechanic Tony Sanchez, who's gotten an influx of calls since Sunday, says some of those vehicles that were not completely submerged may still be drivable, as long as water didn't enter the car's engine. The first tip for drivers whose cars were submerged in water is avoid cranking the car.
It's best to just shut the motor off and not allow the water to get, into the motor, because then it could be a catastrophic failure because the water is a lot more dense than the oil.
Second, unplug the car's battery.
If it's had any water entering the motor or the interior, to unplug the battery for sure.
Next, check the car's air filters. In most cars, that's the entry point to the engine.
I mean, most of the systems are pretty sealed. Electrical issues probably wouldn't happen because most of the connectors are pretty weather resistant, but at the same time, I mean, you never know.
But if your car was fully submerged in water, the likelihood of it still being drivable is slim. And Sanchez had to break that news to one of his customers.
I had a guy that called me and asked if this was fixable, and I said, "Did you get it? Were you fully submerged?" And he was like, "Yes." I was like, I would call it a total loss, because if you're that deep in the water, in door level, I wouldn't trust it after that. I would call it a total loss.
In other news, more than 40 Texas legislators have signed a legal filing asking the Public Utility Commission to slow down and take a closer look at whether the major transmission line project is necessary before moving forward. Or Juliana Jackson explains why politicians say the project has grown far beyond its original intent as landowners continue making their case in ongoing administrative hearings, and a new fight is now playing out at the state level.
43 state lawmakers filed a letter supporting a motion asking the Public Utility Commission to pause and review whether these massive 765 kilovolt projects are needed. State Representative Brad Buckley says before thousands of property owners are impacted and billions of dollars are spent, regulators should take a step back.
Pause this project, make all the applicants prove the need for the project, and then let's get it in alignment with our our electrical generation needs.
Landowners have spent months raising concerns about property rights, schools, historic sites, public land, river crossings, and the potential impacts on rural communities. State Representative Hillary Hicklin says those concerns are resonating far beyond just Bell County.
This is rural Texas. This is who I serve, who Chairman Buckley serves. And so it's a response. You know, a lot of this land, it's what people have worked hard for. Some of it's generational land.
It adds new political pressure as regulators determine whether these transmission lines are necessary and whether they should move forward as planned.
It doesn't end in Bell County or those power lines moving west. There are plans to move north and south. There are plans to move to the east. So every legislator needs to be on alert.
Both Buckley and Hicklin expect the transmission line debate to remain front and center to the next legislative session.
I expect to see a pause. You're not going to do this without us doing everything that we can to push against it.
The filing doesn't stop the project or the ongoing hearings, but it adds pressure on state regulators as they weigh whether these multi-billion-dollar transmission lines are truly necessary. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.